Do this in remembrance of me. Sunrise, November 19, 1961. Sunset, July 22nd, 2005. Reading of Trent Lamont Mixson's obituary. Trent Lamont Mixson was born in Los Angeles, California on November 19, 1961 to James E. Mixson, now deceased, and Shirley Ann Wellington Mixson Zook. Trent grew up in South Central and West LA, where he attended Henry Clay Junior High and was bused to Grant High School in Van Nuys. Trent went forward in his education to receive an AA degree in English at Cerritos Community College in 1985. Trent loved to write and tell stories. At an early age, Trent had a penchant for mimicry and would mimic celebrities, personalities, families, and those that caught his eye when he observed their display of unusual and unique character traits. His persona was closely adapted to that of Rod Serling, the creator and writer of The Twilight Zone, where he would often don this persona when relating tales about his teachers or friends at school. Trent loved to write, inspired by the comic book creations of Stan Lee and George Kirby, the creator and writers of superheroes such as Spider-Man, the Hulk, the X-Men, the Fantastic Four, and others that are now being revitalized today from 30 years ago on the Hollywood movie screens. His favorite villain was Dr. Doom, who captured his heart as the greatest villain who could display unique qualities of genius and nobility and mind crippled with hate, obsession, and arrogance. Such characters intrigued Trent, and it was through such characters he began to understand how the world became mesmerized by such evil and hate. It was then, at the age of 12, Trent began to turn and look for answers. He found them through the preaching and teachings of Dr. Frederick Price. Trent became inspired by the teachings of the Word of God and became a born-again Christian, but quietly held to his convictions until he found himself in a position between serving his country and serving God. His choice led him to missionary work through the Victoria Outreach Program in Ottawa, Canada. Trent began his evangelistic work, journeying across Europe and parts of the Middle East, where he led many people to Christ's everlasting salvation. After several years in the mission field, he came back to the United States after getting word that his grandmother Nana was dying of cancer. After her death, God opened Trent's heart to help children, and he began mentoring and helping children find their way in community-based programs such as the Foothill Baptist Church Bus Ministry and the Family and Youth Counseling Services of Genesis and Trinity. Trent was a member of Calvary Baptist Church in Moreno Valley and was a regular attendant to the Bible studies and services. Trent leaves behind his wife Venus, stepchildren Anthony and Jasmine, mother Shirley, stepdad Larry, brothers Steve, Chris, and Guy, nephews John and Andrew, nieces Nikki, Brittany, Victoria, and Mima, uncles, aunts, cousins, and a host of friends and kids he loved to minister. He will be sorely missed, warmly remembered, and never forgotten. This is the obituary reading of Trent Lamont Mixson. I remember writing much of this with the help of my brother and others who provided me some of the facts and details about Trent's life, and recalling how wonderful a journey that you've taken in the short time you were here. Trent, you've been to places I've never been, and you've written about things that I've never experienced. But yet, God put you in our midst that we can be graced by the love, by the warmth, by the intelligence of a very gentle, kind, insightful, profound, and intellectual man. I'm going to miss you, my dear brother. I love you very much. And all we can think of is the warm days and memories that you've left behind for us to cherish. One day I'll see you soon, brother. One day I'll see you soon.